Hey guys, it's Dan from Torr Overland, and in today's video I'm going to show off the new roof space tent which I've managed to get hold of. So if you've watched some of my other videos, you'd have seen that I went to the NEC show, the Motorhome and Caravan show, and met up with the German company Roof Space, and I was incredibly impressed with the roof tent. And because of that, I sort of had some discussions with them, and we've managed to come to an agreement where I get to use this over a long-term amount of time to properly get a feeling of how it works, what it's actually like to live with. And also from my perspective, as a family of 5 with 3 youngish kids, I want to realistically better use this, sleep all 5 of us if I can. So you'll also know that I've had an iCamper for a few years, which we've used as a family, which has also been really good, but it's getting a little bit too small for us as the kids are growing up. And this one is the biggest hardshell tent on the market, as well as it just being incredibly well engineered. So let's have a look. This is an all aluminium shell tent, which makes it incredibly robust, something which I was very impressed with. I'll put in this video the weight, the dimensions and things like that, because I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. As we work around this here, you can see it's basically like a flat letterbox, and what that means is you can mount it either way, which is really nice. So the iCamper, again, there's only one way you could mount it because it was tapered for aerodynamic reasons. This one, you can mount it that way or that way and sort of change which way it opens, which I like. Again, it's a nice substantial bit of kit, and it is the largest hardtop roof tent on the market. And they've managed to achieve that with a combination of sort of the hardtop aluminium shell, but also with the sort of the space and airiness you get with a soft shell tent when it's open. It's really, really smart how they've done that. This is on the upper end of roof tents at the moment. So in the UK, you can buy this for about £4,100. But as you'll see as we go around, the devil is in the detail. The sort of the quality of the fittings and the approach to the design is very, very high. In terms of some of the details of the latches and things like that, what I like here with these latches, they're a pretty simple approach, but also I like the fact that they're threaded, and what that means is that it allows a little bit of give, if you like, of when you're opening or closing it, depending on what you want to pack down in there. And as things age, so I like that. Also, I like the fact that all the components are easy to take off if you want them replace. Again, that sort of that notion, we want to look after things and replace where we can. The fact that you can and not everything is completely sealed in is a really nice detail. So we go around to this side as well, just the quality of the rubber around here, those rubber straps or sort of seals, really, really good. The way that the tent mounts on is pretty conventional, so it's got some rails which run down the vehicle, and then these are mounted using some U-bolts sort of across some roof bars there, and I've got it on my heavy duty roof rack, so this isn't going anywhere. But also I like the fact on this one it's pretty much exactly the same size as the roof rack, which is really nice, so it looks good. I think it looks better than the iCamper that precedes it, and also it's not actually as high as the iCamper, so the highest point of the iCamper was about this much more than this one. So again, that is really good for just when it comes to access and when we're going over sort of tracks where things overhang, you've got a little bit more clearance, which is good. So next I'm going to show you how I'd go about opening this tent. So the disco, we've got a ready-made platform, which is brilliant. And here you've got a couple of stages here. So first one, we've got this little hatch which we need to open up. So we've got 2 latches either side. So there's the first one. And the second one. So now we want to flip this open, or up and over here. We've got these details of how things clip together, just really smart and nice and straightforward. This is also a time where I would unzip what is the mattress in here, because we have got the ladder living in here, but I'm not going to get it out quite yet. So now that we've unzipped that, we've got the little hatch open there, I'm going to reach around and we've got the strap which can be used to open and close the tent. And again, these kind of clippings, it goes on that nipple. Now before I do that, we want to come round and we've got the 2 main latches on this side. So again, you'll see as soon as these are unlatched, the tension is released and it wants to go. But before I pull that over, this is the time for me to get the ladder out. So I've got that there, can zip that back up. and you can pull back, and the power of leverage there, we've got the tent open. You can see one thing here which is quite useful with this strap, if I move this out of the way, is in high winds and stuff you can keep this fixed and basically tie it to your wheel to keep the thing, rather than having additional guy ropes. You've got that choice, but that's a pretty neat detail that we have. There's also just something which I really like with these, and just how solid they are. Usually you need a ladder for support, but on this you can just hang on it and it takes my weight. They don't recommend doing that, but I think it just goes to show how well made this is built. So the next step here, so if we have a look, we've got a particular way that this latches on. So you feed it on, there we go, undo the buckle, make sure those are all locked in, and basically that's the tent ready made. We have got in here in this little compartment, and again I think I like this as a detail, just everywhere has its own place. So in here we've got the poles which are used for the windows and also the door, the entranceway. So the two longer poles, if I put those there, are used for up here. As you're up here as well, you want to pull the rain fly over the corners, and we've got this bungee. So again, it's all four corners you want to be doing that with, like so. And then we have this doorway here where there's a little buckle on each side which helps keep it neat and tidy when you pack it down. If we have a look, you've got a hole which is mounted into the handle here. And again, this is just a little detail which I liked, where instead of drilling another hole into the aluminium shell, they're just repurposing something which is already fitted. So just less opportunities for leakage, which is good. So that's the rain fly open there. You've got these side panels which you can zip up and so have them open or not if you want, completely down to you. Again, a really nice little detail here with the doorways are the little ring pulls on the zips are yellow. So again, the purpose of that is just to help aid, make it a little bit easier to see at night, which I like. If you come on up with me, you'll see, so I just opened up one of the windows. So this is one of the skylights. So give us a bit of light. We also have an LED light bar, which runs along here, which you can plug with USB or power bank, which again, quite a few roof tents come with that nowadays. But our iCamper didn't, or at least the model we had didn't. It's just a nice detail, just makes it a bit easier to use and live with, which I like. And also, when the tent is open, you've got one of the party pieces of the roof space, which is what they call Panoramic Mode. And with that, you can basically open up the two sides of the tent completely. And we can do it with this one here as well, potentially, and that basically creates a platform where you're completely open, which I think on a really nice hot summer's night, if you want to just stargaze or just feel like you're properly outside, it's really, really nice. But again, so easy to do. That's just one zip, open, close. Some of the details of the sort of hydraulic ram here, and also just some of the joints and brackets, just everything is so sturdy. There's sort of nice details here where this is sort of a plush cover to the pole, again just helps with warmth and comfort. You also have this steel cable which runs alongside either side. That's to aid with additional support, and as you saw, I can hang from this. That's just an extra feature or safety feature just to make sure that it doesn't collapse on itself, but it wouldn't, I think, even without that, because of just the way that the whole hinge mechanism is made. It's, yeah, very, very impressive. We have two side windows here, which will open up. And then, as you saw earlier, there's a pole or stay which you can fix and mount and open a window here. The other side opens too. So you can get plenty of air if you want that ventilation, which is good. General space that we have in the tent. So this is, I think it's like a super king size mattress already, but you have about a foot or 30 centimetres of space at the foot of a tent, which the intention there is you can put your shoes or stuff there, which is pretty handy. There's also a bit of additional space behind your head and the mattress up here as well, maybe about 10 centimetres. So it's even more space. And with that, one of the things that I'm thinking about doing is, do I try and fashion something which I can put in there just to increase the sleeping space maybe? We'll see as we have a go with a family of 5. But also things like that, so I'm sort of kneeling up there, that's about the height. But again, it just feels more spacious, simply because it is compared to the iCamper. And I'm pretty optimistic that this is going to fit the 5 of us. We've got the mattress here, so as I mentioned, it's a large one, but also compared to the iCamper I had, it's thicker. So you can see there, that is, you know, a good chunk there. It also has some anti-condensation matting there. I've only spent a few nights in it so far, and it dipped down to about 2-3 degrees at night when I woke up. I didn't have any issues with condensation, but you know, as camping and tents, that's always going to be something to consider about. So as well as that, ventilation is one. So as you've seen, you can open up the whole tent if you want, but you're probably not going to do that when it's freezing cold outside. But you still want that ventilation. So one of the things with these windows here, as I open this up, they've deliberately made it so you can't actually zip and open this portion. So this is sealed. And again, the purpose of that is to, you know, sort of eradicate a potential issue of somewhere to leak water, which I think is smart. But what that does mean is you can't open it for ventilation. So what they've allowed is they've got this pouch here with a couple of stays, which you can just push out. And there we go, you've got some ventilation to come through if you want. Or if you want to go to town, you literally just open up the whole side. So storage in here, there are 4 little net sort of pouches, if you like, which you can put phones and keys and things like that. And again, just the general space around, you know, a lot more compared to the iCamper in terms of being able to put things in. Just looking at the stitching and seams and how this is all done, it all just looks incredibly nicely made and consistent. I'm no expert when it comes to the manufacturing of roof tents, but I don't have any doubts about this being very waterproof and lasting a long time. But obviously proof will be in the pudding as we use it more over the next year or 2. So for packing down, what I like to do is I like to get the ladder off. So we've got the ladder out, and we're now in a position to be able to close the tent. So again, like you can open it with the strap, you can also close it. One thing I have found, as I've experimented, it may be a case of I need to learn a different way. I'm finding that it's a 2-man job with the strap. Because we're in a high vehicle, you know, I'm pretty much 6'1", and you know, I'm kind of fully extended sort of to reach it there. If you want to just push it up, it naturally wants to come back down. So if I have the strap connected, I haven't got enough time to run around and pull it. But obviously if you've got someone else there, so a child or my wife or something like that, it's no problem, they can do that. What I personally am finding, because I'm usually opening and closing this myself, is I climb up here, and because I'm reasonably tall and long-armed, I just simply push up. That's not going to work for everyone, but that works for me, and that's the quickest way of doing it. So it's now we're in a position, so we've got it, it's wanting to close. The most important aspect at this point, if we come round please, is the tucking. So as you can see, it's a little bit brisk, the wind at the moment, and you can see we've basically got the hoop to the structure. And in here, before it starts closing too much, I like to go in each one, feed it in, and then that's doing a pretty good job, the bulk here. The next thing we need to be thinking about are in these hinge areas and these corners here. So at this point, I like to tuck in like so. And I will climb up, fitted some checker plate on the bonnet, just so I can stand on the bonnet a bit more easily. Again, focusing on the hinge there, tucking it in. That's looking pretty good to me. We'll sort this bit out in a little bit. So the next thing, I want to just come down to this level, and I'm going to complete the tucking here. And this is one of the most important aspects of any roof tent packing, is just the tucking in really. So we're there, I'll double check in this corner. That's looking pretty good. It's tucked in, it's almost closed, but I've still got it slightly ajar. And that just removes a little bit of tension, which means I can feed that in nice and easily. So that's good to go now. And then that means we're now in a position just to do the final latch down. And then we've got one final step. And at this point we have got that strap, and again, things have their place. There's a little pouch in here where I just want to feed that in. And then one final latch down either side, and then that is the tent completely back down. I've not timed myself exactly. Obviously I've been taking my time as I do this. At the moment I feel like the initial setup is probably a minute, and then pack down probably 2 to 4 minutes depending on how the tucking goes. So thank you for joining me on this walk around the Roof Space 4 tent, and I hope you found it useful and informative. It's just really good actually, just even for my own sake, just going around and really looking in proper detail and documenting that right now. It's new to me, I've only used it for one proper weekend. Again, I was very impressed, but the efficiency of pack up and pack down, that's going to be getting better as I use it more. And over the coming months and year or two, I'm looking forward to using it properly as a family as well, because that's where it's got to work for us. Until the next time, ahoy.